I don't have the vote. I'm not over 30 and I'm not a householder. It's ridiculous.
You sound like Sybil.
You should write to the Times.
Maybe I will.
Ask your mother if she needs any help with tonight's dinner. There's nothing so toffee-nosed as a prince of the church, so make sure you put him next to your grandmother. She'll know how to handle him. I've been thinking, Matthew, you should look through the books and meet with our accountant, all that sort of thing.
Robert, I know you don't want to feel as though you've somehow absconded with Swire's money, but this is your house and your estate, and you must run it as you always have.
But I think you ought to be put in the picture. Who knows, you might have some good ideas.
Mr. Barrow, with this new footman coming, I wonder if I
I've
could
got
ask...
too much on my own plate to chew you're helping.
Don't worry. If you need to ask anything, you ask me.
I will, Mr. Carson. Thank you.
People think they'll eat anything, but it's not true. You must be careful what you give them if you want good bacon. Nay, don't shy away, Daisy. We raise animals to eat. Not for the milk or the leather.
I could never be a farmer.
Don't say that. I'd like to think you value what I do.
I do. I value and admire it.
Well, then, that's all I ask.
Can I ask you something?
Of course you can.
This will be hard for you, but what would you say if I'd met a man I liked? Because the last thing I'd ever do would be to hurt you.
What? Did you think I'd want you to be left alone your whole life long?
No. But...
And William wouldn't want it neither. So, tell me, has he spoken up?
Not exactly, but he's ever so nice. Would it be wrong, do you think, if I were to show him that I'd like it if he did?
Oh. This is too modern for me, Daisy. I'd only say this. You have a pure heart. And if he's a proper man, he'll know that. But take your time. Prepare what you'll say. Make sure your words cannot be misconstrued.
What time are you going on Wednesday?
After breakfast, if you can manage.
We'll have to.
How is it Mr. Carson can have a new footman and Mrs. Hughes a new maid, but we can't have a kitchen maid?
Don't worry, I'm working on it. I've put a card up in the shop and I've asked the schoolmaster.
Glad to see you speak up for your rights.
Are you, Alfred? Because if you are, I'd really like to...
Alfred? Aren't they ever going to get their savoury? Or is this some form of rebellion by starvation?
Where's Robert?
He went straight to his room as soon as he came back. He wants us all in the library at 8. Why?
I don't know quite how to put this.
Try.
Looking through the books, there appears to have been a great deal of waste.
What do you mean?
As far as I can tell, there's been no proper management for years. Rents are unpaid or too low. There's no real maintenance scheme. And half the assets are underused, or else ignored entirely.
You're not saying Papa is guilty of anything?
Not in that way, no, of course.
I don't mean to pull rank, Matthew, but a country estate is not a city business. There are people, many people, we have to look after.
But nobody benefits when the thing is badly run.
Well, obviously, if that's your impression, you should talk it through with Papa. And he doesn't explain why the letters were withheld?
Not really. He says there's been a spot of bother, but he sorted it out. I suppose the reason's tucked inside that.
You're finishing your husband's spot of bother. I suspect I may be just beginning mine.
Why? I thought everything was settled now, back to normal.
Mr. Crawley's idea of normal may not be the same as his lordship's.
But they won't fall out, surely.
I don't know. I don't think so. It rather depends on Mr. Crawley.